Today I'm showing you the most simple, easiest way to make a tire table. If you're new here, my name's Njeri Kabiru. Kabiru. Usually I make DIY tire tables, ottoman, so many stuff that you can do with tire. I just show you. So if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, and after you subscribe, turn on your notification button so that you get to know when I put up a new video. A week doesn't end before I put up a new video. So in this project, I'm going to show you the most simplest, simplest way to make a tire table and decorate your tire. So first I started with going to buy paint. I know if you want to just paint the tire with good paint and one that won't run off, I usually use synthetic paint. Synthetic paint, you can find it in a car yard. This is the paint that is used to paint cars, and it's called fast dry because within 30 to an hour your tire is totally and well dried. So I first started with that. This project, I wanted to paint it turquoise green, and then I looked at what my client wants. She wants a light green. So first I ended up creating light turquoise green tire. Then I remembered what my client wanted, and I had to go back and buy more paint and come and repaint. So anyway, for the turquoise green, of course, you just take blue and yellow. That's what gives green. And just to have a shade of green, you either have to have more blue or more yellow, and then white is always a neutralizer. Whenever I buy paint, especially primary colors, two paints that I buy along with that, it's a black one and a white one. Because if you want to make your paint lighter, you use white. If you want to make your paint darker, you use black. So at least if you have any question about the paint, you can leave it on the comment section and I will get back to you. One thing I love about this place where I go to buy paint, they have this book, that the small booklet, it has different shades of paint, and that just fascinates my mind. It blows my mind up, because looking at different paint, you have so much imagination and creativity coming along. So this paint, you can't use turpentine. Someone asked me that. You can only use thinner. So where you're going to buy the paint, ask them for the thinner. It dilutes your paint. Do not use turpentine. Thinner is the best. So I came home, cleaned the tire. I usually clean my tires before I start any project. It's good for your paint, and also it brings out very clean and smooth work. Now some of the tires, especially in the inside part, they kind of look like they're dusty, but it's not dusty. You've already cleaned them. It's just they've been used very well, let's say that. So I painted. My first layer of paint, I usually concentrate on the patterns. You see, our tire, and especially this specific tire, has very deep patterns, and you want to make sure your paint goes in there. So you have to do 2 layers of paint. The first layer, I made sure that the paint goes into the pattern. Then as you see me, I keep on brushing. I'm trying to remove the excess paint that is trying to accumulate and make a lump anywhere. So this is the second day. The first day I just left the tire to dry very, very well and let the paint settle down. Then the second day I came, the second application, I make sure it's a bit lighter. It's not as thick as the first one. So I use some thinner to just dilute my paint. So and one thing I love about this fast dry paint is that, within hours it is dry. Within an hour or two, it's especially 2 hours, it is completely dry, like well dried. So after I finished that, I remembered my client wanted a shade of light green. I think I love turquoise green. That's how I found myself having to haven't painted the turquoise green, so I went back for light green. Light green is the same thing. What they did is they took blue and yellow, but yellow was much more than blue. That's how turquoise green, light green is made. So first, of course, I did the first layer, and then I left it for about 45 minutes because this time I was around the house, so I just waited for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm not so sure, but if you leave it between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, it's well dry. So I came for the second layer. The second layer, I told you, the paint is a bit lighter, so it runs very fast, and you have to keep up with what is trying to slide off the paint and just spread it, or else if you leave it, it's going to create some lump and your work is going to look untidy. So after finishing the paint, and if you're wondering where you can buy your paint, just look for a place with a car yard where they're fixing car, painting cars. That's where you can find this type of paint. And people ask me the prices. The prices vary with different shades, and also it varies with the amount you want, and I think you can get as low as half a liter. So if you go to your car yard, you can negotiate the prices and get yourself some nice prices. So after that, I took my legs and the top wood and the bottom wood, and I painted. These ones I was going to paint them black. So with the wood, you have to do 2 layers, 3 layers, because the wood soaks the paint, which is not a bad thing. It is very, very normal. So usually I love doing 3 layers. It's much more better. For the tires, I do 2 layers, but it depends. If the tire is not as neat as I want it to be, or if it has some patches here and there, I prefer redoing my paint. So this time I decided I'm going to take you where I go for the carving of the wood. This is a place called Gikomba Market in Kenya. If you're in Kenya, hello, Jambo, you know where Gikomba Market is. And I went there, and this guy carves different types of legs for the table, for the seats, everything. And there are different sizes and different patterns. And whenever I go to him, if I want something new, he can still carve this. So this place is just in Gikomba, where they sell furniture stuff, and he's just next to the bridge that takes you to Stage Market. If you need his contact, you can leave your request on the comment section, and I will give you the number, and you can go and get there. So usually he has this wet wood. Yes, it's wet wood, it's not dry wood. And then he has that machine where he carves everything. And this time I wanted something just simple. I didn't want complicated, because one thing about this table is I want to make it as easy and as simple as it can. So I knew what I wanted. It's kind of usual for him to have this kind of legs. And once you buy them, you come, and I came home and put them on the sun to dry a little bit, but you don't want your wood to be so dry, because once it's so dry, it's really hard to drill it on the table. So you want to work with the wood when it's still kind of wet, not extremely wet, but kind of wet. So that is the first process. He just created the patterns and the shapes, and then after that he will cut off the pieces, because it should not be as many pieces as you see. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. You're so much welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. If you've always been here, thank you so much. You're such an awesome support system. I'm really, really grateful to you, and I thank you for watching my channel. So there he's just peeling off the wood. After peeling off, he takes those nails. Isn't that genius? Those are the markers of where he should cut off and what he's designing. And I know this looks therapeutic. I would love to do this. I would love to do this. Look at that. And that wood is really going on a high speed. Very, very high speed. So there you go. I wanted 4 pieces. Then this is a different machine now where he cuts off the pieces. So I have my first 2 pieces. There you go. So this is my second pieces. The whole set is done. There. So I came home, I painted them after putting them on the sun for a while. So in this project we just need the legs, 4 legs, screws, different sizes. That board I had used it on something else, so I'm just recycling it, because to find round boards is really kinda a hassle. And then we have the top one, which is neat. So what I'm trying to do there is stabilize the legs. You put the board and then I just use my force on the hand just to see if it is stable or not. The tricky part is that you have to work from the top, you see, and calculate and hope you're calculating very well. So we're just going to screw the legs on the board. The first one is always tricky, but by the time you're done with the first one, then your mind is already ready to calculate for the second move. Most of the time after screwing, I like pushing the wood down there just to see if it is stable or not. But since we are going to first start with the 1 screw each, it will be easier. I undid that because I realized the wood was not sitting well on the board. So so I removed that leg just to make sure it's sitting well on under the board, because it's going to be a table. Yeah. So we are going to repeat the process and make sure we have the 4 legs screwed on this board. They are going to be our bottom part. They are going to be our bottom part. And with this project, I know you're waiting for my story. On this project, I thought of just how simple life is, how easy life is. But most of the time, not most of the time, all the time, you have to think, believe, and know it is easy. Or else, if you don't know that, then it seems to be so difficult. And then, isn't it the simplest thing in life that makes a lot of sense? Simplicity. That is what this project is all about. It doesn't have to be complicated, and easy is not cheap. Easy is just a state of mind. It is elegance. So there you go. So we are attaching the bottom side to the board. Here you want to have a few long screws. Yes, if you have them short, then your board might not attach to the tire, so you want some long screws. And for me, I say put as much as you feel, because art is about feeling. If I feel this much will be okay, then put that much. If you feel you need to add another screw, it is all about your feeling. How are you feeling? So anyway, back to simplicity. What are the simple things in life to you that have a lot of value? You know, like for example, for me, it's my career. It's simple. I do this every day, making tires, making DIYs, and teaching people how to make this stuff. It is simple, easy, but it has a lot of value to my life. So anyway, I am just cleaning the extra wood, and then I like giving my piece last touches in terms of like making sure that my paint is well done in all places. And then where I screwed, the screws were in silver, so I just wanted them to be in dark shades. That's why I added some small paint on top and on the side. And after that, I will still do the same to the tire. Make sure that it's all of it is in a shade of green. So as we are coming to the end of this video, I would like to know what you think. Was this project easy? Will you manage to do it? What do you think? So let me know, and until the next time, I'm going to say bye.